Welcome to the official Topic Talk. Please like, share and subscribe.
Audio Jungle.
Maybe so, Steve. I have to sort of sympathize with her and actually find relatability with your wife because listen, I'm not going through dialysis, I'm not going through the health issues that your wife's going through, but just on the emotional side of things in regards to grieving, emotions, I do struggle with that myself. I don't know. It could be a chemical imbalance. It could be depressed myself, and I don't even know. But in regards to what your wife's going through and the sort of not grieving, I do have that personality type myself where I try to persevere through things, and it's only when the dust is settled will I even attempt to grieve, and then it's only for about 5 minutes, and I'm by myself, and you know it can be a hard way to live. A lot of people just release it. Now, what I will say is, massive respect to your wife, for what she's going through. She just needs to keep pushing. Every day is a good day because she's here, with you. And do you know what I mean? I do speak to you behind the scenes, and we have became friends. And I would say, okay, well, I don't speak to your wife obviously, but you know, I'm always asking about her. I would, it's for me, she's a big part of your life, and that means something. She can never just give up. Don't give up. If that's the correct wording, because she's she's needed and she's wanted. People want her here. Do you know what I mean? And I think you're actually very good, Steve. You're a top bloke and looking after her. Every time I text you, I hope I'm not speaking out of turn. I don't want to release anything that we'll talk about behind the scenes, but you're always doing something for your wife, or you're doing something, or you always speak very, very highly of her. So you're a massive credit, mate, to that. And a lot of people, I think, should know that you have devoted your life to looking after your wife, and rightly so. Like, you've chose her, and she's chose you. And she does have health complications, but she's a great person. She's an amazing person. Do you know what I mean? So just like my partner, she's an amazing person. My missus, this is a bit of a hard one here. Like, um, I've never actually told anybody this, but my missus, she lost. He was actually, I would consider him my best friend. It was her brother. I'm not going to say his name, and he, at 27 years of age, died of esophageal cancer, and it was the most horrific cancer I've ever seen. It was an absolute destruction of the body, and to witness what he went through uh, over a period of time, within a year, was horrendous. And as I say, I'm not an emotional person. I don't. I try to persevere through things, but that's one thing that will horrify me for the rest of my life. Like, anybody that's witnessed somebody that's went through esophageal cancer, it's the most aggressive form of cancer. It absolutely destroys the body. It's very, very painful. And he was 27 years of age, and he got one of the most aggressive forms of cancer that you can get. And I'll never forget one thing that he said to me. He said to me, and maybe if there's anybody suffering from depression or anything that want to hear this, he said to me, we were at the clinic, and I was sort of giving him a motivational speech, because we used to go out all the time. We used to drink. We were drinking buddies. Um, we were good mates, and we were outside the clinic, and he seen a kid. Kid was only about 4 or 5, and the kid was bald because the child was going through chemo. And he looked at me and he says, "Look, even if I do die from this, at least I've got 27 years. There's a child there going through chemo, and he's only 4 years of age. Like, what? Why do I feel bad about myself?" And I've always took that with me. Now, in regards to the groups, obviously my mother-in-law, who I'm very close to, she took it terribly bad. Obviously, it's her son, and she didn't know how to deal with it. Now she's on a balance now, but it's still very tough. It'll never leave her. And we try to get her to groups. We try to get her to, which my missus, she's never been the same after that. Her She has depression because of that. she is on antidepressants because of that situation, and it's mentally screwed with her head. Not she's a brilliant person, brilliant mother, but um, that situation completely destroyed her, and there's nothing I could have done about it, and it was a very powerless situation. What I will say is, and I don't want to go off topic, cannabis needs to be legalized ASAP.
Do,
Whenever,
do, you- do you
sorry, go
think
ahead.
that, sorry for butting in, but do you think that cannabis is a helper for somebody suffering from depression, or do you think the
No,
opposite?
no, I don't know. It's every person's different to their self. If I smoke weed, I start thinking people are following me. So I have an underlying mental health condition. So I don't smoke. I don't smoke cannabis. I don't smoke weed. But I know other people can smoke it and they're 100% fine. Um, but what I will say is, I sourced cannabis oil, and it's considered a Class A drug. I don't give a fuck if police are watching this. I don't care if police even caught me at the time. And uh, we sourced cannabis oil. It wasn't just me, and we got this cannabis oil, and we give it to my brother-in-law, who was stage 4 esophageal cancer, and that's just game set match. And the tumor started to shrink when he went off the chemo, and he started taking the cannabis oil. The tumor started to shrink. Now, obviously, because it was one of the most aggressive forms, it just spread, and he died. But I do believe if he had had the cannabis oil from the diagnosis, I do believe he would still be here to this day.